Hey guys, Colbert here. Welcome to another Racial Legends video. This one will be an Ithos guide. Ethos? I would say that Ethos sounds better and it's more correct. So Ethos, guys, legendary attack high elves, Void champion. If you did manage to get him pulling voice today, hoping for a Krisk, be satisfied because Ethos is an amazing champion. He's definitely worthy of the summon. I mean, he's not like other Void champions where you're a bit disappointed when you do summon them. Ethos it's just a big nuker. That's what he is. Big nuker. He has almost 2,500 reviews. He gets over 4 in so many areas, and I do think I agree with this. Amazing nuker. I solely use him, to be honest, currently for farming Nightmare campaign. I'll be showcasing this in a bit, but I'll showcase wherever else he's also used. He's just a fantastic nuker. That's what it is. Let's go quickly over his skills and come back to the gear in a bit. So, Gouge attacks one enemy, 20% chance of granting an extra turn, decrease enemy max HP by 15% of damage dealt. Fantastic for that Scarab. That Scarab boss in the Doom Tower. 20% chance to get an extra turn is like having a Relentless set already on Ethos. So attacks one enemy, does big numbers with that, but that's not why he's so great. Let's go over his A2. Outburst attacks all enemies 3 times, triple hit. Places a 15% weaken debuff for 2 turns. If this was 25%, this would be huge. Would be huge. I mean, I would be able to run maybe a defense down champion, then Ethos there to apply the weaken, and then for all my other nukers. But yeah, 15% weaken doesn't really excite me that he has this, since I've got so many champions that do apply that defense down weaken already. But it's a big burst for sure, because this is a triple hitting attack. And then finally, Extinguish Life attacks all enemies. This attack will always be critical. Such an amazing skill. So this means that even if you do have, guys, Ethos but not so good gear, you can just fill him up with critical damage and just go in arena, for example, and use that big A3 for the big nuke. Since this attack will always be critical, he cannot do a weak hit. Since his Void, fantastic skill to have. And then Aura, increase ally critical rate in arena battles by 33%. I've never used him in the lead, to be honest, but this is great. 33% is just insane. The amount of critical rate that you're gonna be boosting your team with. So let's go over his gear very quickly. Let's see the summary of the gear. 38,000 health, attack is at 5.5k. Pretty good if you ask me. And then speed over 208 speed. This is very specific, guys, because if you need to be farming Nightmare campaign, then you do need to get his speed over 200 at least. Or if your nuke on your A3 is pretty big, then you can stay at 190 and then you get the rest of the speed through masteries. But I'll explain this in a bit once we go over the masteries. I have him to be safe at 208 so he can farm Nightmare campaign pretty successful. I don't think it's 100% because sometimes something happens and he's gonna die, but pretty successfully so far. 100% critical rate. Though he always does a big critical hit, I still need him to crit with all his other skills, so 100% crit is essential. 255 critical damage, pretty good as well if you ask me. And then resistance accuracy, I'm not really focused on those. Even though he applies a weaken on that big A2, I don't care about that, so I just went for pure damage numbers. And the way that I got these is, of course, with endgame gear, guys. You can't do this without endgame gear. Critical damage on the gloves, focusing on critical rate. Look at that, triple roll on critical rate. Of course, the chest plate is an attack percent chest plate with speed there on a double roll, and then attack percent boots, just so we could get that over 5,000 attack on this champion. So very gear dependent if you want to be farming Nightmare campaign. If not, then the stat requirements go down and you don't need all this, but he's definitely going to be a solid nuker. We're going to see the big numbers in a bit. Masteries, this is how I built him, guys. You see, I went for Helm Smasher over there. I went, of course, for Ruthless Ambush and Whirlwind of Death to get that extra speed that I talked to beforehand. So if you have him at 190, he'll get that extra speed by just killing the first wave in Nightmare campaign, and then by using that momentum, he's gonna have higher speed for the next rounds and be doing double attacks between turns for the enemies and be farming it quite quickly. I think I had my fastest run was 16 seconds on Nightmare campaign, not sure, I'll have to check it again. And then I went defense route, didn't go support tree. I could have gone support tree just for Lore of Steel for the extra bit of speed. Didn't need it. Honestly, I went for the defense tree. In case we get attacked, we counter back with retribution, possibly at a 50% chance. And that's going to give us some big numbers on the enemies and hopefully kill them before they kill us. I mean, the remaining enemies. So, Ruthless Ambush, very essential here, and Whirlwind of Death, and then the remaining are, as you guys know. Maybe I should have gone Blood Shield here instead of Methodical, just to help him survive a bit because of the shield. Maybe this was a mistake for me, at least for Nightmare Campaign farming. Consider this, guys, instead of A1, since this will not give you so much damage overall. Yeah, this was a big mistake, I think. I'm not going to change them, but go for Blood Shield. Go for Blood Shield, guys. Now that I think of it, I should have gone Blood Shield. So, talking about farming the campaign, we're going all the way to Nightmare. I think he does have some difficulties with 12.3 when I did try it, but look at this, 12.6. My best time is, of course, 12 seconds. And let's put in, I don't want to put any kind of champions that have gear, because that's going to just slow down the run. So let's put 3 dogs here and put our Ithos there, Ethos, just to showcase the big damage numbers that he can dish out. So let's see, where's Ethos? Here it is, guys. Let's click on this and see what he does. So 12 seconds is my record time, but I think we can definitely get a big look at that double hit. What I'm talking about. Wave 1 is down. Look at that big A1 there, just killing one of the enemies. So this is what I'm talking about. Getting that Blood Shield mastery would have been beneficial here, just protecting ourselves. We killed them with basic attacks there. So A3 on the double hit, and then A2 following up. Look at this. We immediately leveled up the Hellhounds to level 10 for level 1, just because we farmed that Nightmare campaign. You can do this all the time in Nightmare. The reason to be farming Nightmare instead of Brutal would be if you do have a successful farmer like Ethos, it's going to be much quicker than, of course, farming Brutal. And if you are using multi-battles, then you can take advantage of 100 multi-battles by just doing a higher energy cost fight. But guys, even if you don't have all these multi-battles, you can use Bluestacks, by the way, to just have an infinite amount of multi-battles. I've covered this so many times before in my videos. Just download it and use the macro feature, and you will not regret it. I have a link down below in the description, and you help me out since that's an affiliate. I get a tiny bit of kickback whenever somebody downloads, and you help the channel out by just downloading Bluestacks. So thank you, guys. So let me show you where I also used him. So now I've been doing the Doom Tower, but I'm now in normal since I've finished hard for the month. And I'll just show you what Ethos does in the beginning of normal Doom Tower when you have him geared like this. So this is wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3. He goes like this all the way, and he doesn't stop. So once you reach this end game level, you can just have Ethos to cruise through Doom Tower. Don't have to worry about anything else, especially on normal. You want to get those extra hits. Look at that, 7 seconds. And I just do this to finish off normal Doom Tower after the excruciating thing that the hard Doom Tower is. So Daywalker's alive there and just did a big burst on me. We got that A1. And the big A2 there. Look at that. Let me show you what he can do in the dungeons as well. So in case you don't have like a double Royal Guard thing right here, you can use Ethos instead, 1 Royal Guard. And you're going to see the same kind of burst, honestly. He has a huge burst. I just highly recommend having an Ethos with as much damage as you can. Look at that. Big burst. Do the reset there. There we go. Something happened there, and no, he didn't die. I think we had an issue with weakened defense down. Look at that, A2. Or was that A3? And then finish off the wave. We are 28 seconds in, going over to the dragon. We apply the poison. Extra turn there is basically the relentless set that's inherent in Ethos. I just love the burst for this champion. And shout out to my friend, the Saffron Man. He just loves Ethos. I think he has 2 of them on his own account. So definitely go check him out on Twitch whenever you're over there. I think he streams every single day. So check him out. Look at this run. How long is this going to take? Look at those crits, by the way. 40,000, 35, 37. Big numbers, 120,000 overall. I know it doesn't match up to the damage that a Royal Guard can do with the same kind of gear. A Royal Guard has the big burst that does max HP damage, but still the burst is there, and you will not regret having a champion like Ethos. Wow, my Royal Guard did not crit there. I don't know what happened. I need to check his gear. So this was Ethos in the dungeons as well. And then finally, I'll show you Ethos in the classic arena just to see the big burst potential that he has. So instead of Tranda, of course, when you don't have Tranda, let's say you do have Ethos, does he do the same similar thing as a Tranda? Let's see, guys. So we boost, of course, we boost with Lysandra just to get that extra bit of lead. Defense down, we can, let's see some big numbers. Let's put this on X1. Look at those numbers. Definitely a solid skill set right there. So this one will be a bit different because we have a Rotos. So Rotos, as you guys may know or may not know, has a way to survive if he gets hit by a skill that will do more than 50% of his damage. So we will not go with that big A3 burst with Ethos, but instead we will use his A2, which is a triple hitting attack. And let's see how much damage we can do and if we can actually beat this team right here with a Krisk and a Tranda. It might be difficult because the first hit will hit Krisk. Krisk, if he has the accuracy, will apply a defense down, attack down on my Ethos, and basically that attack down might cripple me and not be able to finish off the enemies. But let's see, regardless on how much damage we can do. Boom, look at that. You saw the defense down and attack down on him, but he still managed to clear big numbers, and I think he's definitely worth it. Worth the investment. 60, fully ascended, masteries, best damage gear that you have as long as you don't have other big nukers. He is, of course, outshined by Tranda just because Tranda has higher damage multipliers on her A3. Which is a double hitting attack. His A2 is, of course, a multi-hitting attack, but has a lower multiplier. So look at that, 28. Definitely did manage to kill the whole wave there. So this was the showcase, guys. What do you think of Ethos? Do you build him differently than me? Of course, put it down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to see someone else from my champions right here showcased in a future video, leave it down in the comments so I check it out, see it, and showcase him for you, maybe in a specific set or maybe just a general showcase. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!